And then I knew that was Jesus saying to me, no more. So I fell to my knees and I just sobbed for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I just couldn't get off my knees. And I screamed out, I said, Lord Jesus, I need you. I can't do this without you. Take this all away from me. So I prayed, then I'd gone to bed. I left the cider because of that taste. It just put me off for the time being. I tipped it all away, gone to bed, and I woke up and I just felt 10 stone lighter. It was like I was just delivered there and then. There was no ambition to go out and drink. There was no cravings. There was no depression. There was no worry about what people were thinking about me. There was no worry about leaving the house. There was no worry about going on the bus. When I was on the bus, I'd sit in a certain seat where I used to drink cider so I could see everyone right at the back. I used to sit so I could see everyone coming. And if the bus got too crowded, I'd have to get off. All that was gone. And that's when I knew that I was delivered. That I was set free from this addiction. And then I stopped drinking. I carried on coming to church. I'd shared what had happened with me. And after surrendering to Jesus and letting him into my life, everything just changed. So after my baptism, things just went from strength to strength. My relationship with my mum was great. My relationship at the house was great. They knew I was still drinking before my baptism, but they believed in Jesus as well, that once he was in my heart, that it would all be gone. It just took that time. It just took that surrender from me. I still had issues, but they were all physical. There was nothing mental. There was no darkness inside me that would flip in and out like Jekyll and Hyde. I didn't want to drink. I didn't go near the drink. I was totally set free. But one of the physical problems was a leg ulcer. Still have some issues with it now. Not as severe and as bad as it was. But church got to know about this because as people are sick and as they need healing, the church will pray for you and the pastor will anoint you in oil. And so the knowledge of the leg ulcer was around church. Everyone knew about it, not in, oh, there's something wrong with him way. It's, how can we help him type way. That's what I still love about church the most, is that family unit. Doesn't matter what walk of life you're from, you're always welcome and with welcome arms. So there was a lady that did some research on leg ulcers. She found out that sugar had actual healing properties. Mixed with certain things, it could draw things out, and a scientist had proved that healing could come from sugar. And she'd happened to bump into my mum in a supermarket, and she said, can you pass this on to Richard? I think this could really help. So my mum said, oh, would you send it? Would you pass it on to him? I think he'd really like that, to, feel that somebody cares and that somebody's interested in outside of church. And she was like, no, I think you should send it. We've never spoke. We don't really know each other. So Mum said, no, honestly, it'll be fine. You'd love it if you sent it. So anyway, she did. She sent it to me, and we got talking just about random things and my leg ulcer, and we just became really friendly so quick. And we just had that, like a majestic bond straight away, like we'd known each other for years. We liked the same things, we disliked the same things. It was just like running water. It was just so smooth. In June, after my baptism being in February, we'd gone on this date. It was a Nathan Morris conference. We'd gone for the day, so we'd go around the markets and around the shops and have lunch, and there was no nerves. It was just flawless. I thought, what will we talk about? What will the topic of conversation be? But there was just never any silence. It was just full of joy and laughter. And that day I just knew that that girl was so special. And she happened to be in the church that I'd been led to, that Mum had come to for advice and prayers. If I hadn't been in a Christian house, I wouldn't have had that sort of basic understanding, and that's how God works. He puts you in certain places and leads you where you need to be. So God had led me to this church because my mum was here. There was prayer warriors praying for me here. My future wife was here, because I'm now married to that very girl that spoke to my mum in the supermarket about sugar. I'm 18 months into my journey now, and it's been the best 18 months of my life. Priority is finding God, just letting him into my life, because he finds us. We think we find him, but he finds us, because he's always there. Second, meeting the love of my life and my soulmate. It just brings me so much happiness and joy. I'd never been abroad before coming to church, because through drinking and just that lifestyle, I'd never have any money, never had any relationships, so I'd never have people to go on holiday with. January, we're going away for our anniversary. That'll be my 4th time that I've travelled outside of the UK. I'm driving again, because I'd always lose my licence, drink driving. God had just restored everything that I lost, so I had my family connections back. We've never been as strong as a family as we are now. I'd found a wife that, if I hadn't come to meet with God and fixed the issues inside me, that no one would ever dream of being with me, never mind marrying me. I've just gained so much in the last 18 months that God has just blessed us with, a nice car to drive, and I've gained a daughter through marriage. Just things that I could never, ever, ever have as an alcoholic, and never have being bound by addiction. So now I just dedicate my life to Jesus, which means I get to tell others about Jesus, that he is the true light of the world, that no matter what darkness is in your life, the light of Jesus will always shine through. I had so much darkness in my life. I even tried to take my own life, it was that dark. That one encounter with Jesus, that one revelation of who he is and what he does for you, and how he laid his life down for us so we could live sin-free. Once we come to terms with that, all the addiction and the darkness is just lifted off us. So now, even though it's only 19 months on, I've just come back from Africa. I've been preaching the gospel, I've been praying for the sick, I've been leading people to the Lord. 2 years ago, if you told me I was doing that, I'd call you crazy. I'd tell you, I think you need to go and see a doctor, because I think you've lost it. All I do now is go to others, go around other churches, speak to alcoholics, speak to people that are addicted to drugs, people that are homeless, people that have no hope, and just say, this is my story. If God can do it for me, he'll do it for you.